Alrighty, welcome back to the big show. I am Jamel Hartman. It's the Daily Hour brought to you by the BAC Group of Companies, Medical House Lindos, and People's Pharmacy. Folks, don't forget to subscribe on our website. Follow us on all of our social media channels to stay up to date with all that we have going on. Help us grow beyond the mic as we do our part to continue to improve our community. All right. Well, without further ado, we've been giving her a wait, but let's give a warm welcome. We do this once a month with the BDC. It's called Vendor Fridays, where we bring a vendor on to speak about their business and share their entrepreneurial story. So let's give a warm TDH welcome to Elicia Hollis. All right, calm down. Happy to you, madam. How are you?
Good morning. I'm good, thank you.
Well, first off, thanks for your patience. Teo talks a lot. So
No worries.
but I gotta ask you, are you like a person when you go out to a restaurant, do you take your own cutlery?
No. But I do drink from a straw too. I wouldn't drink from a glass either.
Okay, perfect. We got something in common. Okay, I can't be learning my stuff, but thank you for making time. I know this is probably a busy time of the morning as students are coming into the nursery and the like. But for those who don't know, just tell us a bit about your background, what it is that you do.
Okay. So my background, I didn't actually start out in education. I was actually in hedge funds up until mid-30s. I was in hedge funds. When I left, I was assistant vice president of a hedge fund company or department. I went into education because of my son at the time was 3 years old. And I saw a nursery for sale. I thought, like everyone else, that nurseries make money. This is a great investment. So I went for it. And that began my official educational journey, I would say, journey in education, I would say. Coming up, I was always involved with youth programs, Little Tyke Service. I started off with them as a summer student, after school worker. So I kind of was always involved with young people, but I didn't actually see it, and I did not think that I could actually do it as a career.
But working in education is one thing. To own a nursery is another. What inspired you to want to own one versus just working in it?
Well, like I said, I bought it when I was still in hedge funds. I thought it was an investment. And I thought it was, my son at the time was 2, he had just turned 3. And I'm like, okay, well, this is an investment. I had a great experience with him and his nursery school. And, he was with my aunt. So I've had great experiences, but I'm like, well, I want to provide other families with quality education, a great, option for childcare. And I saw the ad. I sent in for it, and I said, if it's meant to be, it will be. Didn't get a response, so kept following up with it until like 10 months later, it finally came through. And then I made the decision to leave hedge funds and move into it full time, because I believe that I had to. I was under the impression that I had to be there to learn on hand, but also to stamp my personal feelings and my personal wants in the business.
Gotcha. Okay. Congratulations on this. I love this story. But what have you enjoyed most about your journey with Sweet Pea Nursery thus far?
The families, the children, the families. We've got so come March 8th, I would have earned, and I am an earner of Sweet Pea for 15 years. So over those 15 years, I've got lots of friendships out of it. I've got students that would come back and visit us. So I would say that's the most rewarding thing. But for me also, it was the fact that, like I said, my son was 3 when I first bought the nursery, not going 19. But the main thing was that I was able to spend important moments and be actively involved with his education and other things. We was able to travel to family members that live overseas whenever we wanted. I didn't have to ask permission. I wasn't limited to 20 days vacation or anything like that. So my main motivation for leaving corporate world was not for financial gain, but for freedom of time and to to spend important moments with him. So that was the main two things for me.
Well, no, that's great. So what do you think separates Sweet, an audience, if you have any questions or comments for Ms. Hollis, send them through. But what do you think sets Sweet Pea apart from other nurseries in Bermuda?
We're small. We've always been small. We don't have a cookie cut curriculum to say. We don't have a curriculum that we pay for. We build our curriculum each year around our children and their needs. We are also, we consider ourselves support system to the family. So our families can come and talk to us about anything, any concerns they have. My staff, I believe that we are very approachable. We create a loving and caring, but also an environment that the children thrive in, because it's all geared to them. All the puzzles, everything is done on their level. They interact with our center the way they like. If we have concerns with parents, we are open. We address them immediately and discuss ways that we can both work at home and at school to get to the end result. So we don't consider ourselves like a daycare where we're just caring for children during the day. We're actually a early education program that prides ourselves on getting children ready for the next level.
I love that. I love that more than a daycare. When you mentioned education earlier, some people don't see nursery as education, but I like what you just said. You defined it. What have been some challenges that you faced? What's that?
I said those our years are the most important years. Primary is not the most important years. I mean, they are, but it's the brain's developing faster during our time, during the nursery age. And we cater to children 2 turning 3, 3 turning 4. So that's a critical time period for brain growth and development. So we take that seriously. And that's what I was looking for my son.
Okay. So what have been some challenges that you faced as an entrepreneur and as a nursery owner, and how have you been able to overcome them?
Okay, so staffing is an issue for all early education centers, I believe. It's just people's not wanting to go into this career path as much as they used to. Before, you used to be able to graduate from high school and get a teacher's assistant program, but now there's more of a regulatory body within health department, and there's certain requirements, and so you find that most people, if they're going off to do an education degree, then they're going into education, whether it be primary, in the government, preschools. They're not really coming to nursery schools because, like I mentioned earlier, unlike what most people believe, nurseries don't make money like that. We're not thriving and got lots of money in our bank accounts and stuff like that. So it's hard getting staff, but when you do get them, it's important to groom them as well so that they could grow in your business. And I'm happy to say that that's what I've kind of focused on, and I've been able to maintain a strong team. My head teacher started off as an afternoon assistant. When I used to leave afternoons to go work in an after school program, she used to just come in to cover me in the afternoons, and she worked her way up right up into head teacher. And everybody comes Sweet Pea looking for my head teacher. She is an awesome. She's got a very good scientific mind. So we tend to lean on everyone's strength in the nursery, which to me has created a strong team to be able to deliver to our families.
Yeah, we've got a question from the audience, a couple of questions. Michelle White's asking, owning a nursery is a very personal experience for parents and the children. How did you navigate COVID? Interesting. Huh.
Okay, so with COVID, it was a very stressful period for everyone. But so I've learned to look at things in a positive light as opposed to a negative, because I used to have a negative approach, and it was feel, but it's always the flip side. It's always easier when you look at it at a positive way. And I actually just shared this with one of my parents, Mia. I shared a picture of Gunnar sleeping outside in our garden. So we just came up our inside space where we were located, because we're in a new location where we were during COVID time. The indoor space was extremely small and very limited. So we're a nature school anyway. We love outdoors. So we just took advantage of our amazing garden at that time and had outdoor classrooms. The washing of hands was always there before COVID. So that was not really, it was just a matter of bringing the hand washing outside. And we just took advantage of our garden. Of course, communication between our regulatory bodies, other nursery school owners, and our parents. I think that's really what brought us through, and didn't seem as stressful as it could have been. It was stressful, but it wasn't as stressful as it could have been.
Indeed. Thank you for that. Mark Arthur C. Phillips is asking, how do you set your pricing for your students at your nursery?
Well, that's a hard one, because truthfully, I don't think that our price is a reflection of our program. So our pricing actually is reflective of, one, what can parents reasonably afford, and at the same time, what do we need to cover our basis, what needs to be paid. So we review it all the time. And we do try to do comparisons, but sometimes that can be hard. But mostly for me personally, I have to see what I need to pay out with salaries and operating expenses. And then I have to weigh that out and bring it as close as possible to where I feel that parents can afford it. Now, childcare is expensive. We all know that. So we have some parents that do get help from the childcare allowance program. We're also looking at other ways. One thing about Sweet Pea, we're always looking for how can we improve on all areas. So we are looking at even seeing how we could provide bursaries, or how can we get some sponsorships in that will bring down some costs for parents, but at the same time, we'll be able to do what we want in our center.
We have another question. Charles H. Justice II asking, with our declining birth rate, has that impacted Sweet Pea Nursery and others? If so, what has the Sweet Pea differentiator to stay in business? What has been the differentiator?
Okay. The declining birth rate has impacted nursery schools. I would say not necessarily Sweet Pea, because we have purposely kept ourselves small. Well, our previous location, we had to be small because of the indoor space. But where we are currently now, we have room to grow. However, because we create our own curriculum based on our children, we don't intend on going and filling up every single spot that we can, because our aim, although we need the finances coming in, our aim is to provide children with what they need to thrive in the next stages of education. So if you're having a crowded center, my personal feelings is that wouldn't happen. Someone's going to get left out. Something's going to get dropped down. The quality of the care and the services that were provided wouldn't be there. So I'm more about the quality of service. So I will keep our numbers low. So the birth rate hasn't really affected us. We've actually been sought out by parents. And I've had to turn away parents, just to keep our numbers where they are manageable for us, to provide the quality of care we want to give our families.
I was wondering if you had that good problem where you had to turn people away based on you keeping it small. But let's talk about the BDC. How has the Bermuda Economic Development Corporation benefited your journey?
I wouldn't be in Sweet Pea if it wasn't for BEDC. So I went to BEDC from the very beginning. They turned me down 3 times before I refused to let them tell me no. So I started out with the guarantee program, where they guaranteed my loan to purchase Sweet Pea. And and we remained in contact throughout my whole journey. Like I said, I'm going on 15 years. I've had grants, I've had bursaries, I've graduated. I'm an alumni of the Streetwise MBA Michelle White group. So I am a graduate of that cohort. Um, I've called them up numerous times crying, I can't do this anymore. They've been an awesome support system to me for things that I don't think that I could do. I was able to go on a trip to the Enterprise conference last year. I've also had training with focus counseling on growing my business, which I'm actually seeing things starting to take place, and it's taking place so quickly, and it's like, whoa, I didn't expect it to start so fast. But honestly, my doors would have been closed, or probably never open, but definitely closed if it wasn't for BEDC support.
Indeed. Well, we got quite a few people speaking your name. Natasha Amin says, Miss Hollis, you've done such a great job. We've got here from ABDA, love the reputation of a nature school, makes a positive change in behavior. I've got Renelle Darrell says, Hollis, you are amazing. We've got Hollis is the best, says Tiffy Painter. They love you out there. But where are you located now, and where can people go to learn more about Sweet Pea?
Okay, so we are located right across from Warwick Academy and Linda's in Warwick. We're in the green asphalt building at the very bottom level, the lower level. We moved here last year, January, so just over a year in this location. So we're still making some progress with our space. We're not been very active on our social media, and our website do need to be upgraded. So that is an area of growth, an area of importance to me. But our Facebook page and Instagram pages do give an insight into how we operate, what we do, and we do get a lot of parent support, posting stuff into the groups on Facebook, which is a lot of positive feedback. But we are planning on working on that this summer, the marketing piece, because for the most part, it's been word of mouth. We have been a 5-star nursery since that has been in place, and we pride ourselves on keeping the quality of the education and our center, period, being interactive and engaging to the children. We pride ourselves on that.
All right, that's amazing.
Swing by. Yeah.
Yeah, I was gonna say swing by. Do you have like open houses where people can come by and like?
We do have one coming up. I am planning one very soon. It's going to be a spring open house. Like I said, we did get here. We have just moved here a year ago. The outside is taking a little longer to come together as I expected, but we've got parents that's coming in late. Right now. The visits have been happening on weekends because I am a full-time teacher in the nursery school. So instead of doing visits during the weekdays and disrupting the classroom settings, I do visits on Saturdays, which allows people to move around as they like, bring their children in to experience the center as well. So we will be doing more open houses. And we have other things that we're working on that will support the community in a whole, not just the children in our centers. We're going to look to do some other things, possibly on weekends and stuff. So we're hoping to have a big announcement coming out probably by summertime, depending. But we're not a nursery school that just, like I said, provide services to the families Monday to Friday. I get calls late at night, weekends. I've always been involved in children-based programs, summer day camp, after school program. So I'm looking to kind of be like a beacon in this community.
We love to hear it, Elicia Hollis. Thank you so much for stopping by today. Awesome story, and all the best to you going forward. We may have to make one of those open houses you're having, but we'll keep in touch with you.
Yes, thank you so much.
Have a wonderful day.
Yes, you as well. Take care.
All right, audience, if you appreciated that conversation, give us a love like, thumbs up, share that conversation with your friends, your family, your colleagues. Big up to BDC for allowing the opportunity for different entrepreneurs to come on this show and engage all of you. You all, yes, she says, great story, Lisa, says Nicole Walker. So proud of you, Alicia, says Michelle White. We're going to take a quick break. We'll be back in 1 minute, 51 seconds, and then we'll wrap it up. Stick with us.